Hello, it's good afternoon here. I don't know when you are watching this, but it's my pleasure to be with you once again. My name remains Dr. Maduako, and today we'll be examining some of the comments you've left on our website, lastlongerng.com. Our site is geared towards helping men and, of course, women who have issues or challenges with sexuality. We help them take care of that and satisfy their partners appropriately, because that is one of the core responsibilities of man. Today we shall be looking at some of the comments you've dropped on our website, and the aim is to help others who may not have dropped certain comments equally to have an insight into how to solve some of these sexual issues. And you can go to lastlongerng.com and drop off your comments if you have any comment or any question which I don't address within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll go straight away, and I'll be looking at a comment. Of course, the names will never be mentioned for issues of privacy. This is one of us who is saying, I have an issue. My erection is not hard enough to penetrate. Please help me. I have been forced to constant masturbation. Now, that is very important. Masturbation is a killer. Masturbation will never do you any good. In short, masturbation will always have a negative impact on your sexual performance, on your abilities to last longer and stay harder. Masturbation actually would precipitate quick ejaculation or premature ejaculation if hitherto you were not suffering from it. So it is something that will never, a habit that will never do you any good. But most people engage in masturbation. Why do they do that? It's very obvious. Sometimes it could be as a result of anxiety. There's heightened tension. There's anxiety. They are anxious to perform because they've been, in quote, labeled as not being capable. So when they are faced with the charge of having to perform sexually, anxiety creeps in and they end up not performing. So it's like a vicious cycle that drives them into their cocoon, and they begin to experience urges to begin to masturbate because they've not been, in quotes, according to them and by virtue of their partners, not been able to live up to expectation. And that still brings me to the issue of erection. He made mention of the fact that he has weak erection, which is not strong enough for penetration. Before we're able to solve the problems of erection, we must be able to understand what are the components to erection, an effective erection. What are the components? Just a little diagram here. If you have the penis here, you will always see blood vessels on top of the penis, and those blood vessels, they actually get bigger with an erect penis. So what happens? What are the constituents of an effective erection? You should have blood vessels. You should have smooth muscles in any effective erection. Now, these things are still part and parcel of the normal male penis, which means these things are still involved in effective erection. So what gives you erection is these blood vessels open up for blood to come in, and when blood is engorged, you have an erection. These blood vessels are supported by the smooth muscles. But something very interesting happens as you age. As you age as a man, the testosterone is a hormone that controls male sexual characteristics, controls your ability to have sexual drive, controls your libido, controls your sexual seeking behavior. This hormone takes a downward trend. It begins to go down naturally. Now, as it begins to go down naturally, you still have a weakening of these effects or a weakening of this process of erection. But what can you do as a man to make sure that as you age, as you advance in age, this process of erection continues to happen? This process of testosterone, even though you have a decline, you don't have a steep decline. What you can do can be categorized into diet, the second one, lifestyle change, the third one, penis exercise, and the fourth one, the use of constellated natural ingredients. I'm going to explain each and every one so that you understand what exactly I'm saying. In terms of diet, as you age, you need to have a better balanced diet, increase your intake of healthy foods like vegetables, reduce your intake of cholesterol-laden foods, reduce your intake of confectionaries, reduce your intake of fried foods. Those will help you with keeping up with a healthy lifestyle, building up your immunity, and helping the integrity of these blood vessels. What do I mean by the integrity of these blood vessels? If you keep accumulating cholesterol in your system, these blood vessels that are running on top of these smooth muscles of the penis, they will keep accumulating cholesterol plaques, and these will effectively narrow the lumen for the inflow of blood. And when you have a narrow lumen, you will definitely have a smaller quantity of blood coming into the vessel. Aside that, this is actually the genesis of things like diabetes, hypertension. So you have a win-win situation when, as you age, you reduce your cholesterol level, you increase your intake of vegetables and immune boosters, and I come to the second one, which is lifestyle. You increase activity. There is no way you can age gracefully and achieve optimum erection as you age if you don't equally increase your ability to exercise. You have to increase your exercise ability, exercise tolerance, and reduce your sedentary lifestyle, which means you can get some of the DVDs which we send out through our delivery partners all over the country. You can get any of those DVDs. You have the DVDs for home workouts, 1 hour 15 minutes each, which is cumulatively about 2 hours 30 minutes, which you can slot in. It's divided into 5 minutes or 10 minutes each, which you can slot in, watch, follow. 10 minutes in the morning, you're up and about, you've increased your testosterone level, you've increased your ability to burn fat even as you work at your workplace. Now, that is very important. Diet is very important, lifestyle is very important. An addition to this category of lifestyle would be cessation of smoking, and we equally mean moderation in alcohol intake. There is no way you would have an increased alcohol intake, which definitely will give you the urge, and you will not have reduced testosterone and poor performance in bed, because alcohol will definitely give you the urge. You want to go have fun, but when you come to the nitty-gritty of the matter, you are not able to perform, because alcohol is deleterious to these blood vessels and the engorgement of blood into these blood vessels. So there should be a reduction of alcohol intake. You could switch to a lot more refined alcohol products like refined wine. There should be a reduction in cholesterol intake. There should equally be a lot more exercise. That brings me to the third one, which is penis exercise. Very important. Now, if we have a look at the law of Lamarck, Lamarck talks about use and disuse atrophy. Now, when we talk about use and disuse atrophy, we are referring to a very simple concept. If you don't use a part of your body, you don't exercise a part of your body, that part of the body loses its strength, loses its stamina, loses its ability to perform its functions. A very good example, a succinct example would be to have a look at the usual lawn tennis player. A right-handed lawn tennis player will usually have a firmer right hand, a strong right hand, a right hand that has the ability to withstand pressure more than the left, because he makes use of that right hand often. And that's the same thing that happens with the penis. Now, remember I talked about the penis having two main constituents, the smooth muscles and the blood vessels. These smooth muscles need to be exercised. And when we talk about penis exercise, it is not directly proportional to the level or the your abilities in bed, or your level of sexual prowess, or how many times you make love. Neither is it proportional to masturbation, which means you can be masturbating, you are not exercising the penis, you're actually hurting the penis and predisposing your penis to premature ejaculation. The frequency of sex equally doesn't guarantee that you're exercising the penis, because in sexual intercourse it's basically back and forth movement. But in terms of penis exercise, there's a video on it, a DVD on it, which will still distribute around the country, where you exercise these smooth muscles in different planes. Exercising these smooth muscles in different planes means that you help dislodge some of these plaques that are in these vessels back to the liver for detoxification. It still means that you encourage more blood flow into the penis. It still means that you strengthen the muscles, these smooth muscles of the penis. So you see, it's a win-win situation, and it is something that every man must do to encourage the abilities of these vessels to open up, for engorgement to happen, and for that good hard rock erection. The last but not the least is the use of constellated natural ingredients. Now, there are several of them in the market, but you must be able to identify the one that would be beneficial to you. Now, when I talk about constellated natural ingredients, I'm referring to pills, I'm referring to medications that help with erection, that help with lasting longer, that cure weak erection. But the ones that will be able to cure weak erection, in quotes, and help you with stronger, harder erections must be done and used pari passu with the other three elements we have mentioned. If you pick up any of these off the shelf and you are not abiding by any of these, that will mean that you remain perpetually indoctrinated, you remain perpetually dependent on some of these pills to function. But the aim should be a cure, and that is why you need to take everything holistically. For us at lastlongerng.com, what we do is we make sure that all our products are gotten in, from the US, from the UK, where we have lots of regulatory bodies, where we have lots of peer-reviewed journals on these materials, on these pills, and we take our time to still have a look at them, have an intercourse discussion with our clients, and know exactly what they need based on the fact that they may be diabetic, they may be hypertensive, and know exactly what to give them to help them cure either weak erection, premature ejaculation, or for the ones who want to enlarge their penis, go ahead and enlarge their penis. I'm sorry, I will be taking the other questions that you've dropped on the website, probably on the next, while we'll have the next discussion. It's been a fruitful discussion. If you need any of those products, go ahead to lastlongerng.com, drop off your comments, or you could give us a call, +2348177278111, and we'll be there to take care of your challenges and help you last longer, help you stay hard, help you satisfy your clients, and help you satisfy your partner. It's my pleasure, and thank you very much.